Let's start with one of the worst hit regions, the Horn of Africa, particularly Somalia. Millions of people are at risk of starvation there. What can you tell us about the situation and what people are facing?
Well, people are facing a looming catastrophe, and we, as the humanitarian community, the world, has a very rapidly shrinking window to avert this catastrophe. As you mentioned, consecutive dry seasons, failed rains over several years have driven hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people actually, from their homes, has killed millions of their livestock on whom these pastoralist communities largely depend. Crops have failed. Malnutrition rates among children, especially the youngest children, are rising to staggeringly high levels. We have some recent data from parts of Kenya that the rates of wasting, that's the most life-threatening form of malnutrition, have reached over 40%. And diseases are also threatening many of the people, especially in the overcrowded camps around cities where many of these displaced people find themselves. Diseases like measles and cholera and diarrheal diseases and so on. So putting very fragile communities who have sometimes walked for hundreds of kilometers through the desert to reach these places, and then they are bombarded with these diseases. Their resistance, their limits have been almost reached and sometimes surpassed, as I've recently seen when I visited Baidoa in Somalia last month, which is one of the big centers where displaced people have gathered to try and receive some kind of assistance. And I have to say it's among the most difficult, terrible places in the world to be a child and a mother. It was unbelievable, the conditions that were seen there and also in the places where the people had walked from.